Hello, so it's another update on the panel that I've been working on so far. I've done 2 avocado dies on here so far. The first one is just with the plain avocado pits and pits and skins that I used for the first dye bath. I then added an iron mordant which made these darker patches, which you can see here, some of the darker variations. And I've since added a nettle dye with an iron mordant in that. So the nettle dye is this lovely pale grey green colour, and then there's the iron mordant is some of the darker shades which are round towards the edges. And at the moment I've also got some areas of the fabric which are in the dye bath with a piece of wood on top of them, and I'm hoping that I get sort of some circular patches which represent the shapes of the tree trunks, which I've placed on there to get those sort of shapes and to dye those particular areas. So there'll be a couple of greeny grey patches from where I've been doing that as well. I think then that will probably be all the dyeing for this particular panel, and they may then use it as a canvas with some additional marks on there, maybe with some charcoal or charcoal soaked in linseed oil. So I might use that to make some markings on there and use it like a big panel on the floor, and take it out into the woodland and do some drawing from there. So that's the first panel, and that's nearly there. And then the next panel that I'm going to work on will be cut up into pieces, and I will be dyeing each of those pieces with different natural dyes, and then they will be sewn back together, so they will be more of a geometric sort of formation, stained glass window formation, to represent the sort of patches. So can you see here, there's patches of light and shapes that you get in between the trees, and they can be quite interesting depending on which view you've got and which trees you're looking through. Quite often quite geometric shapes. And the third panel I've started today is just to get the size on the surface of the canvas so that I can paint onto that one. That's going to be a flat panel, and the size I'm using, I don't want to use rabbit skin glue, being vegetarian myself, so I was recommended an alternative to use is casein. So I've got an acrylic binder, casein binder, which can be used with water, and you mix that 1 part to 1 part casein to 1 part water, and then you use that to size the canvas. And the benefit of that is that you still get the natural canvas colour coming through, but it actually obviously is a good base for the paint that you use on the surface of it, so that the paint isn't absorbed right into the fibres, which can sometimes be quite tricky to work with. So that's my plans coming up for what I shall be doing next. I've only put 1 layer of the casein on at the moment, so I'm anticipating that I might need to do 2 or 3 of those before I can actually work it. In the meantime, I've done some charcoal and sanguine sketches from the trees this afternoon, and I shall incorporate those within my reference file. And I've also got some other work going on with photography to capture some of the areas that I want to work with for shapes, and to give me some ideas for the actual main panel that I'm going to be painting. I'm hoping to use some other colours in that I haven't used in the dyes, so colours that I haven't got naturally in the dyes at the moment. So some of the blues, which are quite tricky to get as dyes. You can only basically use woad or indigo. I've got woad growing in the greenhouse for next year, but it won't be ready yet, so I shall use that as something for me to look forward to next year. But in the meantime, the blues will be represented within my painted panel using pigments that I've sourced from Jackson's, and the paint that I've made myself. So that's the work that's coming up next, and I'll give you an update when I've done the next piece of work. Thank you, bye bye, see you soon.